right? Or she'll send a friend, whether it's a female friend or a male friend, to approach you because she's intimidated by you. But don't believe that the women that, although they may be intimidated by you, don't believe that they're not going to showcase their attraction to you, because they will. But that's the first reason, man, is that they're intimidated by you, because they believe that you're going to reject them, because they perceive you in a state of abundance, because they believe that you have other women around, because they find you attractive. And those women know that there ain't really that many dudes out here who got it going on like that look good, that take care of themselves. So they know that you are a rare dude. So therefore, if they know that you're a rare dude, and they know that there aren't dudes like that are just casually walking around, you know what I mean, as far as men that are well put together, well, if they know that other women are thinking the same thing. Because, women, they know what they're into. They know that there ain't many dudes out here like that got it going on like that take care of themselves. So they believe that because they're into you, other women are going to be into you. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, just to kind of piggyback off that last point, is that you are a rarity. Yes, handsome and attractive men are more rare because men don't have an innate and natural understanding when it comes to making themselves well put together, taking care of themselves, dressing well, having a strong, masculine, aesthetic physique, smelling good, knowing how to style themselves, knowing how to accessorize themselves to exude sex appeal, taking care of their face, getting a good skincare routine, finding good hairstyles that suit their face and their head shape, knowing the right hair products that will bring out their hair texture in the best way possible. Those little minute details, man, dudes don't know how to put all that together. Dudes don't know how to really take care of themselves like that. And it's understandable, because based on what everyone says in society, women are the attractive sex. But that's really not true, though. Like, they are, but it ain't like, yes, women are more of the attractive sex in the sense where they're going to be more naturally beautiful, naturally more attractive. But at the same point, they still want handsome and attractive men. You know what I mean? They still want handsome and attractive men. So although they are the more beautiful sex in the sense where there's more women who are beautiful and attractive than there are men who are well put together and take care of themselves, that don't change the fact that women still want handsome and attractive men. And a lot of people try to spin that narrative and act like that's not true, but it is, right? But you are a rarity because many men out here aren't well put together. They don't know how to take care of themselves. So when you are that dude that looks good, you have the genetics, right? But even if you have, let's say, average genetics or slightly above average genetics, and you've done everything that you can in your power and your control to dial yourself in and self-improve and maximize your ability when it comes to being the most physically presentable version of yourself, well, now you're in the rarity, excuse me, you're in the rarity because many men aren't like that. So since you're in the rarity, you're in the minority as far as being a handsome and attractive man. Well, women are going to be intimidated by that because they don't come across men like that every day. So since they don't come across men like that every day, they don't really know how to act. They don't really know how to adjust to that. They don't really know how to respond. Yes, we all, men and women, we see attractive people on social media. We see attractive people on the TV shows and the movies. But especially when it comes to women seeing handsome and attractive men, they don't see many men like that they're physically into like that every day. We can walk outside and we can see 20 beautiful women in a day. But for women, they don't really see many dudes out here like that they're physically into. So it is more of a rarity. It's more of a rare sight for them to see a man like that. So therefore, because they don't see many men like that often, they don't have many reps of knowing how to act when it comes across or when they come across seeing a man like that. It's like, you know, anyone that played Pokemon back in the day, it's like when you come across a rare Pokemon, man, in the grass, you come across a rare Pokemon unexpectedly, and you're over here fumbling, you're over here trying to figure out, okay, which Pokemon do I want to use to, you know, damage this rare Pokemon, but I don't want to completely, you know, make him faint. I want to get the bar all the way down to like the little red dot, to the point where I can throw a great ball or an ultra ball at the Pokemon and be able to actually catch him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're over here trying to adjust to you like that because they don't come across you that often, right? I know the lighting's kind of bad. Let me see. I don't know if that fixes it, but yeah, man, they're just not used to coming across handsome and attractive men like that. So therefore, they don't really know how to act. They don't really know how to adjust. And because they're in the place where they kind of have to react to you, it is intimidating because they don't know how to really deal with you like that. They don't know how to interact with a handsome and attractive man that got her, you know, hot and ready and nervous and, you know, anxious and all that stuff, man. So that's the second reason, is because you're a rarity and they don't come across you that often. Therefore, they don't really know how to interact and adjust to the kind of man that you are. Reason number 3 is that you evoke competition anxiety because you are a man that can attract other options. And she's not used to being in the position where she has to compete for you. Because women, I mean, they go out to bars. I've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it, where dudes are just throwing money at them, buying them drinks. And it's like the dudes are just, you know, of course they're simping, but it's like that they love simping for these women, man. These dudes love trying to compete for these women who don't give a damn about them, aren't attracted to them, and all that stuff. So women are so used to being in the position where they got other dudes who are competing for them, but when the roles are reversed, when they're flipped, they don't really know how to act, because again, they're not put in that situation that often. So therefore, since they're not put in that position that often, they don't know what to really do from there. They don't know what to do from there. And the thing is, man, I would argue, I know some of you guys aren't probably going to agree with this, I would argue that women, when it comes to the competition anxiety, yes, like as us men, we got to put in work. A lot of the value that we provide to the world does come from what we built. It does come from our accomplishments and the hard work, the challenges and the triumphs that we have to go through, and the obstacles that we have to overcome to be valuable men and accomplishment, of course. But when it comes to attraction and attracting a mate that you are physically attracted to and into, I believe that women have it worse than us, because when you are a handsome, attractive man, you can attract more attractive women to you. You can attract more women that have higher interest, feminine energy to you. Not every single time, of course, but you have more opportunities of attracting those type of women. Whereas because women want handsome, attractive men, but those men are in more scarcity or in scarce amounts than attractive women are for us, the attractive women attract more ugly dudes, out of shape dudes, simps, needy men. They attract more of those options than we attract the type of women that we want as men. That's why I say in my videos a lot that there's no competition out here. Really, there's not that much competition out here, because many dudes aren't out here doing what they need to do to be the best option for women when it comes to attracting them, being intimate with them, getting into long-term relationships with them. They're not making themselves the most viable option possible. So therefore, there ain't really that much competition. There's really not that much competition. And when women come across a man that is handsome and attractive and that can attract other women, don't let it be like a situation where maybe you're at a bar or a lounge and the woman that wants you, that maybe you don't notice her or anything like that, don't let it be a situation where the woman that finds you attractive and handsome and is into you sees other women approaching you, because I've been in those situations where women were in the same bar lounge as me, and they saw other women approach me, and then after those women approach me, that's either when they approach me that same night, or if coincidentally we happen to be at the same bar or lounge again in the future, they would then come up and approach me and say, yeah, I saw you talking to so and so a couple weeks ago and stuff like that. Don't let her actually see you talk to other women and have other women approach you, because then that's really going to be like, oh shit, like this dude, he can attract other women. It ain't just what I perceive that he can attract. He can actually attract other women. I've seen it with my own eyes. So then now she has to decide whether or not she wants to compete with those other women. And that puts her in a position where she's kind of, you know, on the offense to compete, right? Which is going to lead me into the fourth reason why handsome and attractive men intimidate women. And that's because you do put her on the offense. You do put her in the position where she needs to pursue you. She needs to jump through some hoops as well. And it's not like, you know, it's not from a place where we think we're better than the woman, but it's just because, well, she's coming across a man that can attract other women too, that he can attract options of women too, that he's in abundance as well. So then now it's like, if you want me, you gotta pursue me. You gotta pursue me. You gotta put in some effort. You gotta display high interest. At least for me, you gotta display high interest. You have to exude good energy, positivity, femininity. You have to be pleasant around. You have to be pleasant to be around. I have to enjoy our time together. You got to demonstrate to me that you are worthy of my time, in the sense of putting in the effort to wanting to see me, to wanting to be around me. And when you are around me, making that interaction and our time together fruitful, beneficial for both of us. You got to display that, because there's other women who are also going to be displaying that as well. I'm just keeping it a sack. I mean, it is what it is, right? And they're not used to being in that position, so therefore they're intimidated, because again, they don't know how to react. This is a new thing for them. This is a new thing for them. It's a new world. It's like when you're let's say you're boxing or doing Muay Thai, you're doing like a striking art, and somebody who may be an orthodox fighter is constantly switching to and from southpaw. Like they're going from being orthodox stance to a southpaw stance, throwing some jabs and crosses, hooks, some leg kicks from southpaw, then quickly switching to back to orthodox and just switching in between strikes. Like you're kind of like, oh my God, like how do I react? That's exactly how they feel when they come across a handsome, attractive man that can get other options of women. And here's my thing, man, because this is the type of vibe I'm on, man, and these are the type of men that I would like to attract to my channel. Is I'm saying all this stuff, but I'm not saying this from like an anger and, you know, like, oh man, women are this and that and all that. Like, I'm not doing all that, because there's too many content creators who are just going in on women and bashing women and saying all this negative shit about women. It's like, I'm not acting like they don't, you know, they out here doing stuff they have no business doing. There's definitely women like that, of course. We need to be aware of not just female nature, but we need to be aware of human nature. Women and men do stupid shit. Women and men act out of ignorance, right? But I'm not saying all this from like a standpoint where you got to be like manipulating and in my opinion, we don't need to do manipulation. We don't need to be unethical. We don't need to mistreat women. We don't need to do all that. Dudes who are upset, dudes who are angry, dudes who can't get over their past traumas, dudes who want to put all their anger and stress and all this shit on women and act like women themselves, they do all this stuff. We don't need to be upset. We don't need to get, you know, all tight and and, you know, act like women ourselves because of how some women act out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we understand what women are capable of doing. Okay, cool. Like, we can't really control that. We can control what we do and how we perceive things. So when I'm saying all this stuff, I'm saying this in a more mature, diplomatic manner. That's how I operate. That's how I roll. If you don't fuck with it, that's cool. This channel isn't for you. But we're not bashing. We're not doing all that immature shit. You guys got enough content creators that you probably watch, which if you do, I would reconsider who you watch, because you're going to take on the energies of other men who went through experiences and hurt and negativity that you didn't, but because you're watching them, you're taking on their energy. Therefore, in a sense, you're taking on their experiences that are causing you pain, that are causing you trauma that you have no business taking on because you didn't go through it yourself. I know I went on a rant there, but that was something that I wanted to talk about, which I'll make a video about that. But that's the fourth reason, man, is that you put her on the offense. She has to pursue you. She has to compete for your time. Yes, she has to compete for your time. And she's used to being the one that is constantly pursued, but she's also being pursued by dudes she ain't really checking for like that, which is why I said earlier, I kind of feel bad. I feel like women kind of have it worse than us, because we can level ourselves up and we can attract more of the type of women that we want by and large. But with them, you know, looking beautiful, sweet, feminine, friendly, all that, they can attract the men that they want, but the men that they want are in just drastically shorter amounts. Like they're the men that they want are in scarcity compared to the options of women that we can attract as we level ourselves up as men, excuse me. Now, reason number 5, this is a big one. This is a big one, is that you're aware of your value and you know that you're that dude. Therefore, you're less likely to tolerate games, bad behavior, poor treatment, negative energy, which simply means that you have standards as a man, that the women that want to interact with you, that want to spend time with you, that want to date you, that want to be in relationships with you must meet if you want to actually take them serious in the sense of seeing them on a continuous basis, whether that's casual, serious. You have standards that they must meet because you know your value. You know that you're that dude out here. And here's the thing, man, especially with handsome and attractive men, because we're in scarcity in the sense of like the amount of us, not many people talk about the type of stuff that I'm talking about. But also, the world just has a way of not wanting people to be great when they can see the potential and greatness in that person, or see their advantages that that person has. Where, how do I explain this? People want to downplay your greatness. People want to downplay your advantages. People don't want you to be aware of the advantages that you have because they don't have them, and if they didn't have them, they know what they would be doing if they're safe. And they know that.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
No, they don't have to use them. But they don't want to the magnitude of attractive man, but maybe you don't really know that, or like you're not aware of how much in the rarity position you are as a man. When you don't know that, you act like you don't know that. You do all the basic shit that these who don't got it like that got, all this convincing and selling on women and trying to wear them down until the woman finally grants the dude a date. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. When you're that dude that doesn't have to do all those things, but you're not aware of that, that can screw you up. Which is why I'm talking about the things I'm talking about in this video. That's why when you are a handsome, attractive man, and you're also not, you don't have things just going for you physically, but you're building yourself up financially. You have hobbies, you have skills that you're developing. You're a solid dude, you're a good person. You're maximizing your potential in life as far as just building a dope ass life. When you know your value, when you know your worth, people can't fuck with you like that. People can't just push you over, and people can't just try to manipulate you and do you wrong. You know this value work. You're aware of these things. And when it comes to attracting women, you know that you're not going to tolerate bullshit. You know what you want. You know what you expect in terms of